For most of human history, progress was measured in culture, philosophy, or political power. Empires rose and fell. Religions spread across continents. Technology reshaped societies. But from the perspective of physics, none of these truly define advancement. Because in the language of the universe, there is only one meaningful measure of progress: energy. Every living system, every civilization, every technological leap is ultimately a process of energy transformation. Cells convert chemical energy into motion. Cities convert fuel into infrastructure. Rockets convert stored potential into escape velocity. In 1964, Soviet astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev proposed a radically simple framework. Instead of measuring civilization by culture or intelligence, he suggested measuring it by how much energy it can control. This idea became known as the Kardashev scale. At its core, the scale rests on a thermodynamic truth. The more energy a civilization can harness, the more influence it has over its environment. Kardashev originally defined three major stages. A Type 1 civilization controls the energy of its home planet. A Type 2 civilization controls the energy of its star. A Type 3 civilization controls the energy of its entire galaxy. Later, scientists expanded the scale beyond these limits, imagining civilizations capable of manipulating the entire universe itself. So, where does humanity stand today? According to most estimates, we are not even Type 1 yet. We are still a pre-Kardashev civilization, somewhere around level 0.7. We rely heavily on fossil fuels, energy stored in ancient biological matter, formed hundreds of millions of years ago. Our global infrastructure still leaks enormous amounts of waste heat. Our power grids are fragmented. Our energy storage systems remain inefficient. We are a species that has discovered nuclear power, yet still burns prehistoric sunlight to run its civilization. And the path from our current stage to Type 1 may be the most dangerous transition any species can face. A Type 1 civilization is defined as one that can harness all the energy available on its home planet. For Earth, this number is roughly 10 to the 16th watts. That includes solar radiation hitting the surface, geothermal heat from the planet's interior, and the total kinetic energy of atmospheric systems. Reaching this level would require humanity to undergo a complete transformation in how we produce energy. The fossil fuel era would have to end. Renewables like wind and solar would expand dramatically, but they alone would not be enough. The real turning point would likely come from nuclear fusion. Fusion is the process that powers the stars. It occurs when atomic nuclei combine under immense pressure, releasing vast amounts of energy. Unlike fission, fusion produces minimal, long-lived radioactive waste and offers almost limitless fuel in the form of hydrogen isotopes. For decades, fusion remained just out of reach. But modern experiments have begun to cross key thresholds, demonstrating energy-positive reactions in controlled environments. If fusion becomes commercially viable, it could provide humanity with an effectively infinite energy source. The consequences would be profound. Energy scarcity would vanish. Desalination could provide fresh water to arid regions. Vertical farming could operate year-round, anywhere on Earth. Global infrastructure could run continuously without emissions. A Type 1 civilization would also gain the ability to intentionally regulate its planetary environment. Instead of merely responding to climate change, we could actively manage atmospheric conditions. Massive orbital mirrors could redirect solar radiation. Global sensor networks could predict extreme weather in real time. Energy-intensive geoengineering projects could stabilize ecosystems. Even natural disasters might become manageable. With enough power and predictive capability, earthquakes could potentially be mitigated through controlled stress release along fault lines. Hurricanes might be weakened by redistributing thermal energy in the oceans. In such a world, the relationship between humanity and nature would fundamentally change. We would no longer be passive inhabitants of Earth. We would become planetary engineers. But reaching this stage is not guaranteed. Many scientists believe the transition from pre-Type 1 to Type 1 is where most civilizations fail. This phase concentrates immense technological power in a species that may not yet possess the wisdom to wield it safely. And this brings us to the next step. If Type 1 civilization is about mastering a planet, Type 2 civilization is about mastering a star. A star like our Sun emits roughly 10 to the 26th watts of energy. That is billions of times more power than humanity currently produces. Harnessing even a fraction of that output would transform what is physically possible. The most widely discussed method of capturing stellar energy is the concept of a Dyson structure. Physicist Freeman Dyson suggested that a sufficiently advanced civilization might surround its star with energy-collecting structures. Contrary to popular imagination, this would not be a solid shell. The more realistic model is a Dyson swarm, a vast network of satellites, mirrors, and energy collectors orbiting the star in coordinated patterns. Such a system could intercept a significant portion of the star's radiation and convert it into usable power. With this level of energy, planetary limitations would effectively disappear. Interplanetary travel would become routine. Entire planets could be reshaped to support life. Mars could be terraformed through atmospheric engineering. Venus could be cooled and stabilized through solar shading. Artificial habitats could be constructed in orbit, supporting populations larger than Earth's surface could hold. At this scale, energy would no longer be the primary constraint. Instead, the limiting factor would become matter itself. Advanced civilizations might even begin extracting material directly from their star in a process sometimes referred to as starlifting. By manipulating magnetic fields and plasma flows, stellar matter could be drawn off and repurposed for construction, fuel, or element synthesis. Some theoretical proposals even suggest that a sufficiently advanced civilization could slowly alter the trajectory of its star system. By building massive reflective structures, sometimes called Shkadov thrusters, they could create asymmetric radiation pressure, gradually pushing their entire solar system through space. At this level, a civilization is no longer confined by its planet. It becomes a stellar-scale entity. A Type 3 civilization operates on the scale of an entire galaxy. For the Milky Way, this means controlling energy on the order of 10 to the 36th watts. At this scale, the nature of civilization itself changes. Biological lifespans become too short to manage systems, spanning tens of thousands of light years. Communication delays alone would reshape how such a civilization functions. One proposed solution is the use of self-replicating probes, often referred to as von Neumann machines. These probes would travel to distant star systems, use local materials to build copies of themselves, and continue expanding outward. Over millions of years, such a network could spread across an entire galaxy. Each node would harvest local stellar energy, forming an interconnected web of power generation. At this level, energy could also be extracted from far more extreme astrophysical sources. Rotating black holes contain enormous stores of rotational energy. Through processes such as the Penrose mechanism, It may be possible to extract some of this energy by manipulating particle trajectories near the event horizon. The efficiency of such processes could far exceed anything achievable with conventional stars. A Type 3 civilization might therefore rely on a combination of stars, black holes, and artificial megastructures to sustain its energy network. At this scale, civilization ceases to resemble anything human. It becomes a distributed intelligence spanning the width of a galaxy. Beyond Type 3, we enter territory where physics meets philosophy. Some theorists imagine Type 4 civilizations capable of harnessing the energy of an entire universe. Others extend the idea further, suggesting that sufficiently advanced intelligence might manipulate space-time itself. If multiple universes exist, energy might be exchanged between them through mechanisms we do not yet understand. Some cosmological models even suggest that advanced civilizations could create new universes with custom physical constants. In such scenarios, intelligence would no longer merely inhabit reality. It would shape reality. At the most extreme end of speculation, the distinction between matter, energy, and consciousness might disappear entirely. Civilization would no longer be a society. It would become a fundamental feature of the cosmos. These ideas remain theoretical, but they illustrate a key point. The Kardashev scale is not just about technology. It is about the ultimate relationship between intelligence and the universe. If such civilizations are physically possible, why haven't we seen any evidence of them? This question is known as the Fermi Paradox. The universe is vast. There are hundreds of billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars. Statistically, intelligent life should not be rare. Yet we see no Dyson swarms, no galaxy-spanning energy networks, no unmistakable signals of advanced civilizations. One explanation is the concept of the Great Filter. The Great Filter is a stage in evolution that most civilizations fail to pass. It could occur early, such as the emergence of complex life, or it could occur later, during the transition to planetary-scale power. A civilization might discover nuclear energy and destroy itself in conflict. It might destabilize its climate beyond recovery. It might create artificial intelligence that outpaces its control systems. Or it might simply exhaust its resources before achieving sustainable energy control. If the Great Filter lies ahead of us, then humanity is living through the most dangerous phase in its entire history. But if the filter lies behind us, then we may already be one of the rare civilizations to survive long enough to expand outward. The Kardashev scale does not predict the future. It simply offers a way to measure how far a civilization can go. Right now, humanity stands at the threshold between a planetary species and something far greater. The decisions we make in the coming centuries will determine whether we remain confined to Earth or begin the long journey toward the stars. Because in the end, the story of civilization is the story of energy, and how we choose to use it may decide the fate of our species.